Okay, so last class period, what you guys did is you had the you made the marinade. So on the first day, what you're going to be doing is just putting the thawed meat into the marinade in the Ziploc bags, and we're just going to put them back in the fridge overnight so they can marinate for 24 hours. What's going to happen is the acid that's inside the Worcestershire, the orange juice or lime or whatever we were using, depending on if it was the chicken or the beef, is going to break down. It's called denaturation. It breaks down the toughness of the meat so it becomes tender and more delicious to your palate. Okay, so that's what you're going to do the first day, is that part. Okay, after that, you're going to also be rinsing and draining your rice. Okay, so when we rinse and drain the rice, we're just doing that as a preparation. Whenever you have dried beans or rice, you always want to rinse and drain them so that they are clear of any sort of debris that may end up in the rice. Because when they process the beans and rice, the dried beans and rice, they, stuff can get into it because it's coming straight from the farm in bags. So first thing you want to do is on your tray or like a pie, you could use like a pie plate like this. You want to lay your rice and beans out. You want to look through it like this, and anything that's like, discolored, like for example, this bean, I'll pass it around, is like it's heavily discolored, and because it's so heavily discolored, it's probably not good anymore. You want to look if there's any little rocks, little twigs, whatever. You want to get them out of there. So if you'll pass that around so that the kids could see the discoloration on that. Okay, so then after you get to the point where you look through all your pieces, everything's clean with your rice and your beans, you're going to rinse them. Today I don't have a large strainer, so I'm using this as an example, but you have a big strainer that looks just like this. Okay, so a big strainer that looks like this with the wire mesh, but it'll be much larger for you to do the straining. Okay, so that's what you'll do in the next step. Now, when it comes to rinsing the rice, when you first put the water in the rice, the water's going to look kind of milky. Okay, so it's not going to look like all the way clear. It's going to look kind of milky. And so you want to keep rinsing it and draining it until the water starts to look clear. Okay, so you just take the edge of your hand and then you just drain the water out. And you'll just keep doing that until the water looks clear. This takes about, I would say, like at least like 5 to 10 minutes, depending on, you're not doing that much rice, so probably like closer to 5 minutes. So you just repeatedly rinse and drain the rice until it is clear water and not cloudy anymore. And then you're just going to put it in a bag, and you're just going to put it in the fridge because we're going to cook it on the following day. So we're not going to cook it the first day, okay? So we're just going to do that. And then you'll also, you're going to soak your beans. So you'll put them into a large pot or container. You'll fill it with 3 to 4 cups of water. You're going to cover it, and then we're going to soak that overnight. So that's what you'll do for preparation for the rice and beans on the first day. On the first day, that's pretty much what you're going to do. The recipe will have you do a few other pieces of prep work on the first day. It might have you cutting some different fruits or vegetables or whatever to get everything ready to go. Okay, I'm going to show you the tortillas in a separate video, and we'll talk about the tortillas in a minute. Let's go ahead and jump to the second day. So on the second day, it's time to cook the meat. You're going to cook the meat. You're going to have your tortillas. You're going to make your street tacos. So the second day is all about street tacos. The third day is going to be the rice and beans. So you're going to take your piece of meat out. It'll be covered in like all your garlic, everything. You want to take that out. I kind of just keep it having a little bit on because I like that. Each group is going to get about half a pound of skirt steak and half a pound of chicken. Okay, so you want to prepare your meat. The first thing that we're going to do to prepare meat is we're going to cut off the trim fat. So on the side of your meat, on your skirt steak, you typically have like a large thick piece of meat, which we want to remove. And then right here in the center, there's also another thick piece. I meant fat, not meat. A thick piece of fat there. To do that, you can go ahead and use your Santoku. And you're just going to carefully place your fingers and just cut those pieces of meat directly off, cutting away from you. Okay, so that's what you want to do for your little pieces of skirt steak. Okay, Go ahead and stop that.